Last year, I visited Dearborn and Detroit, Michigan with Senator Gary Peters, chairman of the Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee. Chairman Peters thought it would be important for me to meet with community leaders, to hear directly from them about their concerns and their hopes for our department and, more broadly, for the diverse community's relationship with the federal government. Important it was indeed. I learned a great deal from the many community leaders with whom we met, from many of you, and the concerns and hopes expressed have shaped and defined the work we have done and continue to do since then. I am sorry I'm not with you in person to discuss what I learned and the work we have underway, but I am grateful for the opportunity to do so virtually. Good evening. Chairman Beydoun, Vice Chairman Allen, thank you for inviting me to join you and for your leadership. It is critical that I begin by speaking of the values that underlie our work and our relationship with you. They are values that the Arab American Civil Rights League embodies and advances every day. The dignity of the individual, regardless of faith or national origin. The duty of the government to protect the privacy and the civil rights and civil liberties of every individual. The reality that our adherence to these values and others is often tested when we confront our past actions and the real-life impacts they continue to have. A U.S. citizen father and young son who continue to be subjected to secondary screening because of the father's birthplace. A mother's similar experience because of the covering she wears in the orthodoxy of her faith. Thank you all for your dedication to the constitutional rights and principles that are at the heart of our democracy. We in the Department of Homeland Security are your partner. Of the challenges and concerns I heard expressed during my visit here last year, concerns about the watch list, our shortcomings in cultural competency, for example, one problem struck me as overarching and all-encompassing. The Arab American community there did not feel heard, did not feel listened to. Yet, communication and engagement, real engagement, build trust, and trust is a fundamental requirement of a true partnership. Upon returning to Washington, I appointed Nawar Shora as our community relations liaison with Michigan's Arab and Muslim American communities. Nawar has been delivering cultural awareness training to our officers not only here in Detroit, but in Buffalo, Chicago, and other cities as well. He is spearheading our training camp for local youth from across the Detroit metropolitan area so that they can learn about the Department of Homeland Security and our mission to protect all Americans. Nawar's work is based on a concept that brings us all together. Communication plus understanding equal trust. I also established our Faith-Based Security Advisory Council, which will enhance our efforts to protect houses of worship and strengthen our coordination and information sharing with faith communities of all faiths. We are honored to have Dearborn Police Chief Issa Shaheen as our member of the Advisory Council. The Council provides advice and recommendations to me through our Assistant Secretary for Partnership and Engagement, Brenda Abdallah. The Council will help us strengthen the community partnerships that are so vital to our mission success. Brenda, by the way, is an Arab American from Michigan. When we speak of building trust with communities that for too long have felt disenfranchised, it is important that the communities see themselves in us, and that includes in our leadership. Last year, we issued our Equity Action Plan, which identified key programs with the greatest potential for advancing equity in our operations and activities. This includes achieving equity in our airport screening, redress processes, and access to trusted traveler programs. This year, our Undersecretary for Intelligence and Analysis, Ken Weinstein, visited here to better understand your concerns regarding these activities and programs and make changes that best address them. That work is underway. These efforts and numerous others speak of our commitment to listen to you, to hear you, to work with you, to adhere to the values that underpin our democracy and that we all hold dear. We are defined not only by the expression of these values, but also by how we live them, by our actions. The trust that underlies a true partnership is not built overnight. I understand and appreciate that. But please know that we are intent on earning your trust through the work we do for and with you each and every day. Thank you for your work and your service to protect the civil rights and civil liberties of our communities. For those who observe Ramadan, I wish you a Ramadan Kareem.